Good day, everyone. So, today our topic is about spiritual self. Specifically, we'll be discussing about spiritual self, religion, manifestation of the spiritual self, rituals, and ceremonies. Ano nga ba ang spiritual self? Spirituality involves the recognition of a feeling or sense or belief that there is something greater than self, something more to being human than sensory experience, and that the greater whole of which we are part is cosmic or divine in nature. Ano naman ang religion? Religion is a collection of cultural systems, belief systems, and worldviews that relate humanity to spirituality and sometimes to moral values. Many religions have narratives, symbols, traditions, and sacred histories that are intended to give meaning to life or to explain the origin of life or the universe. What is transcendence? Transcendence is explored from two perspectives: the traditional concept wherein the origination of the sacred is out of there, and the alternate concept wherein the sacred originates here. Each is evaluated from the perspectives of aesthetic and hierarchy. Both forms of transcendence are viewed as essential to the full religious life. The definition of transcendent is extraordinary or beyond human experience. Talking to God is an example of a transcendent experience. There are two perspectives of transcendence. One is the vertical transcendence and the other one is the horizontal transcendence. Vertical transcendence is a hierarchical vision. Theologian John Hott suggests that the original etymology of hierarchy is that all things have their origin or arche and the domain of the higher and the domain of the sacred or higher. According to many religious traditions, in order to have a meaning or purpose, the universe had to be structured hierarchical. It had to consist of at least several levels, typically thought of moving from lower to higher as the inanimate, the living, the sentient, and the self-aware. Presiding over all of this level was a hidden but eminently real source of meaning, identified in theistic faith as God. Horizontal transcendence, the movement from earth to cosmos, from biosystem to life, is a form of transcendence that is characteristic of degree of abstraction rather than a movement towards some kind of absolute metaphysical dimension. What is religion and subjective well-being? Research has been relatively consistent in finding the greater religiousness is significantly related to better mental health and higher subjective well-being. People who are more religious in their behavior show better emotional well-being, lower rates of delinquency, alcoholism, drug abuse, and other social problems. In terms of subjective well-being, David Myers, 2008, stated that in survey after survey, actively religious people have reportedly marked greater happiness and somewhat greater life satisfaction than their irreligious counterparts. Indeed, Peacock and Paloma, 1999, found that one's perceived closeness to God was the single biggest predictor of life satisfaction across all ranges. Particularly relevant to positive psychology are studies that have found that religious or spiritual practices can increase positive emotional states such as joy, hope, optimism, and compassion, as well as foster positive virtues such as self-control. Negative emotional states such as fear, sadness, or anger may also be reduced. It is possible that certain positive emotions can enhance religiousness. Seligman reported a study finding by Sheena Iyengar that increased well-being brought about by greater religiousness was entirely accounted for by increased hope. Let's go now to religion and health. That is, people who report greater religiousness tend to have fewer illnesses, lower rates for cancer and heart attacks, recover more quickly from illness or surgery, and have a greater tolerance for pain. One major study found that people who are more religious live an average of 7 years longer than those who are less religious. Even after adjusting for physical risk factor, religious persons show a 25% reduction in mortality. Mas mahaba daw ang buhay ng mga religious kaysa sa mga hindi religious. The physiological factors responsible for better health include lower blood pressure, better immune system functioning, and reduced stress and worry. Other factors that contribute to the improved health of strongly religious people are healthier lifestyles, more positive emotions, better support or better social support, greater forgiveness, more volunteer service to others, and greater use of meditation and prayer. The ability of religion to produce a sense of meaning, purpose, and coherence is possibly the most important predictor of improved health status. However, many of these effects are stronger for women than for men. And again, the strongest predictor of health and longevity is active religious participation, that is, whether or not people attend religious services. Negative effect of religion to health. For example, there are higher rates of childhood death among families that favor faith healing over standard medical practices. African Americans who hold very strong belief in the curative power of prayer tends to exercise less frequently and be less interested in taking responsibility for their personal health care. Prayer and well-being. Prayer and well-being. Among the earliest psychologists to investigate prayer was William James, who called it the very soul and essence of religion. There are different types of prayer: adoration, thanksgiving, petitionary or supplication, confession, reception, and obligatory. There are different acts of prayer: formalistic, colloquial, meditative, worship, and praise. Formalistic obligatory prayers may be most beneficial for individuals with moderate subjective well-being and a strong need for order. Colloquial prayers of thanksgiving might most benefit those with high subjective well-being and a preference for emotional expressiveness. In this light, Whittington and Scher 2010 found the frequency of 3 types of prayer: adoration, thanksgiving, and reception was positively associated with measures of well-being such as self-esteem, optimism, and meaning in life. One 6-year-old longitudinal study of older adults found that private religious activities such as prayer predicted longevity. Mas mahaba daw ang buhay ng mga taong religious. Why is religion related to well-being? Religion provides social support. Religion support healthy lifestyle. Religion promotes personality integration. Religion promotes generosity and altruism. Religion provides unique coping strategies. And religion provides a sense of meaning and purpose. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you will like, share, and subscribe and click the notification bell. Bye.